Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Deuces, and today I have another one of my infamous hot takes, because you know how I do. And today we are going to be talking about Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. I'm sure you guys have heard that this is the worst anime live action since Dragon Ball Evolution. It's absolutely killed the series and didn't capture any of the core elements of the show. I am here to tell you guys that is absolute bullshit, and I feel like most of the criticisms coming to the show are from people that didn't really watch the anime. Like most of the reviews I've seen, the guys at the beginning of the video have literally stated they've never seen the original anime, but are now saying that this show is killing the original anime's image. How would you know what the image looks like if you've never seen it? But that's just common sense. But anyways, what I want to talk about is how this show actually does really good at capturing the core elements of Cowboy Bebop while still being unique enough in its own way to be able to carry the Bebop flag in its own direction without having to get boggled down by being a carbon copy of the anime. While the anime is awesome and is one of my all-time favorites, I put it in the God tier right next to Initial D and Dragon Ball. I've said this multiple times. Bebop is just literally a show that kind of needed this. Like, the original anime has been done for so long, and people have yearned for new Bebop content forever, and we finally get it, and it gets shitted on. And I feel like this is like the Final Fantasy 15 effect all over again, where a couple of people say the game's trash, everyone agrees the game's trash, and then 3 years later you have a million TikToks talking about why the game is actually good. So I really don't want people to miss out on being a part of this fandom from the very beginning, especially when the freaking show is actually good. John Cho portrays Spike Spiegel amazingly. Characters that they pick for this show are literally damn near carbon copies of what they look like in the anime. You can't tell me Asimov doesn't look exactly the way he does in the freaking show. Freaking Jet Black, even though his actor is, now actually black, if you watch the English dub, his voice actor was always black, so his soul was kind of just always a black guy. So the fact that he actually became one in the live action didn't bother me much. The overall message of the freaking story was absolutely amazing. They filled in all the quotes you needed from the anime, introducing Ain, introducing Faye. We even get Pierrot Le Fou. We get Jet's backstory, as well as him getting into the fight with his partner who ends up betraying him. As well as, that partner's actor looks just like the dude from the anime, bro. Like, the casting for this show is amazing, as well as the cinematography. Like, some of the cuts in this show, like when Fearless goes through the warehouse and just absolutely murders everybody by himself, the camera cuts in that sequence are just so freaking sick. I was actually impressed, as well as the choreography. John Cho is really good at Wing Chun. I don't know if it's like a natural thing or if it's like a stunt double coming in here and there, but he looks really good at it. Like, I actually really enjoyed watching it. The fights all looked really smooth and really good. I felt the story for the most part was more interesting because now the episodes are 50 minutes instead of 30. We get more time to really connect with the characters. Like, we actually got a good backstory for Pierrot Le Fou, right? Yeah, Pierrot Le Fou. I'm not French, guys. I'm sorry. In the anime, he's just kind of this crazy guy that, the episode starts in a carnival, and it's just a crazy guy trying to kill Spike. And, we get the details that we get from the show in the anime, but they're kind of just like, yeah, I think he's some crazy guy. Like, we don't get the full backstory. And also, he's not an assassin sent by Vicious in the actual show. He's just a crazy guy who has a decent bounty on him. That's why they were pursuing him. I freaking love this show, man. I'm trying to think of more things. Some problems with the show that I've seen people talk about. Let's see. Pretty much the only two that really come to me, right? Oh no, okay, the Big Ein thing. There we go. That's what I was trying to think of. So if you guys have seen, Ein has been a fairly decent case on the internet. People did not like the Ein reveal, which is pretty crazy to me because Ein is literally not Ein. I'm sorry, not Ein. Ed. I meant Ed. Ed this whole time is acting like Ed. Like the reason we see Ed come at us in the way he comes, or yeah, he comes at us at the beginning with that really weird angle that has now become a meme, is because out of context it looks hilarious, I can't lie. But once you watch the show, you realize that we're looking at Ed through the lenses of Spike, who just got shot out of a fucking church window. A glass-stained window, which is at least 3-4 stories high, fell all the way down, you know, even before that taking multiple gun wounds. So the dude was already out of it before taking this huge fall. And we can see it because the dude's walking away and he collapses. And then the first thing he sees through his, you know, collapsed, tired, exhausted state is Ed. Of course we're going to see him in that weird angle. Plus, if you guys have seen the original anime, it's Ed. He always acts like this. He's always kooky and acts weird. So the fact that people are mad that Ed is acting like Ed is freaking ridiculous. God, like the only thing about this show that really bothered me was actually Faye Valentine and the fact that in the actual anime she's more mature. Like she's not like real dick and fart jokes like she is in the show, which I can see a lot of people seeing it as a butcher of Faye's character, but I honestly like the distinction and the immaturity to it because, you know, she was trapped, you know, she was cryogenically frozen, lost all her memories, and now has come out. She's essentially a child in a 24-year-old's body, you know, or however old Faye Valentine is when they say it. But she's essentially a child, you know. She doesn't know anything, but she's in an adult's body. So the fact that she acts extremely immature is really not surprising to me. Like, it's really not surprising at all. And as a matter of fact, I kind of just don't mind it. I kind of just get used to it. Yeah, some of the jokes can be really cringe, I'm not gonna lie. Like Faye did say some things that made me go, oh my god, like especially when I'm not gonna carry that weight. I even rolled my eyes. But you know, nothing's perfect. You know, if you're gonna not watch a show over one cringy line, then Evangelion would have no fans at all. You know what I mean? Like Naruto would have absolutely no fans and would have gotten nowhere. Like every show has some cringe where a character has done something that's made you go, ugh, God. So to sit here and say that one scene, you know, like one instance from the show is enough to make you not watch the entire show is actually really childish. Like, and I just can't get down with that. Anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to touch on. Oh, Faye. So Faye has a, you know, lesbian sex scene in this new Bebop show, and people are also mad at that, of course. I don't mind it. Faye has always been a flirtatious character, and every flirtatious person I've met in real life, usually they flirt with both sexes. Whether they be male or female, they'll still flirt with both sexes because it's in their best interest to get everybody on their side, you know? They have the, you know, they have the charisma for it, so they use it in the right places. Another thing I've seen people really not like is the fact that Jet now has a daughter and she takes a center stage and that she pretty much exists just to get kidnapped, which is really ridiculous. I actually like the inclusion of Jet having a daughter. It brings him more humanity and also really foregoes the story of a guy who lost his whole life and career due to another man who he thought was his best friend absolutely hoeing him over for such a shitty reason. All his old partner owed was some debts, and he traded in essentially his best friend just to pay back some money, which is so freaking trash because now the other guy's dead, but Jet still has to live with the life that the person he thought was his best friend left him. I personally love the daughter inclusion because she represents a life he could have had, a life he should have had. We see him in a recital. He loves his daughter so much. He goes to a recital while Spike is getting the ever-living stuffing beaten out of him in the background. And possibly one of the funniest scenes in the whole show. So to just sit there and discredit Jet and discredit any new addition to the show without thinking why they may have included it is just preposterous, man. Like, these inclusions don't affect the story in a bad way, so I don't know why they're brought up in a bad light. Okay, I touched that. I think that's about it. That's really all I wanted to say about the Bebop show. Don't believe the hate train. Please watch it. If you're an actual fan of the original anime, or if you just want to watch the original anime first and then watch the Netflix show after, please don't listen to the hate train and at least give the first episode a try. I promise you, if you've watched the original anime and you just give the first episode a try, you might end up just falling in love with it. You might end up actually liking it. But don't listen to don't just listen to what the mob tells you to do. Be an individual and actually watch something on your own. Yeah, you'll lose an hour of time, but at least you'll be able to form your own opinions and not just some opinion off of some guy from the internet. And that is why I like having people comment down below, because I like hearing the different opinions. You know, that's why I have this channel. Anyways, enough about me and enough about Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. Let me know what you guys think about the show below.